Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 5, entitled as Karma Sannyasa Yogam, Sloka 8 and 9. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyete tattvavit pashyan shunvan sprashan jigran ashnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visrajan grunan unmishan nimishan napi indriyan indriyarteshu vartante iti dharayan. Having established that Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness is easy to practice, fructifies, results faster, and hence Karma Yoga is superior to Jnana Yoga. Now Krishna explains certain essential requirements of Karma Yoga. Arjuna and all of us have been hearing enough from Krishna about the glories of Karma Yoga. Now he wants us to get into action, applying what has been heard. Here Krishna will tell us what to do and how to do. When Krishna spoke like this, Arjuna thought, well, I am already doing all my karma with my body and my senses fully engaged. I am talking, hearing, I am seeing, I am walking, I am responding to you. What else I need to do better than what I am already doing, Krishna? So Krishna responds to that is, yes, but these are not done by you. You have done nothing. They are all done by the sense organs. You have no connection with these sense organs. You have no connection with these actions. It is due to the karma, the senses are triggered and they are doing their job. So that is going to be the key message that Krishna is trying to convey to Arjuna in these two set of slokas, which we will see in detail. Now let us see the word by word meaning first before we get into the subject of these two slokas. Yuktaha, immersed in Nishkama Karma Yoga, Tattvavit, one who knows the truth, that is, the knower of the reality concerning the self Atma, Pashyan, seeing, Shrinvan, hearing, Prashan, touching, Jigran, smelling, Ashnan, eating, Gachan, walking, Swapan, dreaming or sleeping, Shwasan, breathing, Pralayan, speaking, Visarjan, releasing, Granan, grasping, Unmishan, opening the eyes, Nimishan, closing the eyes, Api, in spite of, Indriyani, the sense organs, Indriya Arteshu, in their respective activities, Vartante, let them be so engaged, Iti, thus, Dharayan, considering, Kinchit, nothing, Naiva Karomi, I do not do, Iti Manyate, should think. So that's a word by word explanation. Now the translation of this is, a person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that he is aloof from them. Now, the 5 sense organs, the 5 organs of action, and the 5 vital airs do their respective activity. What do we do in this regard? All the activities like seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, and tasting are the functions of the 5 sense organs. Similarly, walking, grasping, speaking, etc. are the functions of the 5 organs of action. Further, breathing, closing, and opening of eyelids, sleeping, etc. are the functions of the 5 vital airs, prana, apana, etc. Thus, all the activities performed by the embodied being are only due to its association with these indriyas and the vital airs, not of his own accord. Meaning, we are engaged in the activities only because of our association with the indriyas and the pranavayus. There are 13 activities, karmas, been mentioned here in these 2 slokas. Pashyan, though he sees the form through eyes. Shunvan, though he hears the sound through ears. Prashanna, though he touches things through his skin. Jigran, though he smells through his nose. Ashnan, though he tastes, eat through his tongue. Gachan, though he walks by leg. Swapan, though he sleeps, closing his eyes. Swasan, though he breathes through his nose. Pralapan, though he speaks with his mouth. Visarjan, though he expels the waste from his body through the 2 organs. Grinan, though he lifts or holds any object through his hands. Unmishan, though he closes his eyes. Nimishan, though he opens his eyes, he knows that he is not actually doing them. Indriyan indriyarteshu. Indriyarteshu, those respective indriyas are engaged in their respective activities of the senses. But I am not involved, vartante iti dharayan, because I am not the senses. I am separate from the senses. What is being said in the sloka is kartritva, meaning the ownership of doer is not Atma, it is actually the senses. Atma is not the doer, it has to be pushed off to the Indriyas. That's what Krishna is saying here. The way we need to understand this is, if the Atma is not in connection to the body, Atma will not be involved in any of these activities mentioned below. Therefore, one can say Atma is not the doer. The doers are actually the senses. This was also discussed in chapter 3. You may want to refer back to 27-28 sloka of chapter 3. Now here in the sloka, 5 jnana indriyas, Pashyan, Shunvan, Sprashan, Jigran, Asn, has been mentioned. One sees a form through eyes, one hears sound through ears, one can touch things through his skin, one can smell through his nose, one can taste or eat through his tongue. And there are 5 karmendriyas and their activities: Gachan, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grinan. One walks with their legs, one speaks with their mouth, one expels their unwanted things by the 2 organs of the body, and then one is able to lift or hold things by the hands, Karmendriya. And there are also mention of prana, the 5 pranas, Pancha prana, Swapanna, Swashanna, Unmishan, Nimishan. That is the sleeping, breathing, opening and closing of eyes. These are all happens through the Panchavayus. That has been mentioned. So these are the one which actually does the action the Atma doesn't do. Therefore one can easily put off the responsibility by saying it's the senses, not me. Now, the Indriyas are just Karnam. Karnam means they are just instrument. How can we push off the doership to these Indriyas, instrument? Namaste, Hare Krishna.